Hi guys, welcome back. Another Friday night in the King&Dragon. As promised on my previous video, I did say I was going to review the beer that I showed you with the polypin bags, and tonight is the night to do that review. And it is the beer that's closest to my heart. If you haven't guessed already what it is, just from the previous videos, it is Devon dumpling. Yes, it is Devon dumpling. Oh, I love Devon dumpling. I get excited like a child. Pretty sad, really, isn't it? But no, it's a fantastic beer from Bayes Brewery, and I'm just pouring it now, as you can see. Forgive the glass. I'm sure Bayes wouldn't appreciate me using that glass. But yeah, I did say, I've been talking about these a lot. As I said in previous videos, I do use Bayes Brewery most of all, mainly because it's lovely beer, but also it's the cost as well. It's fantastic value for money for what I get down here in Cornwall. There's other breweries around, and some are equally as cheap, I'm sure. But as I say, I like their beer, and I will be doing more reviews on other breweries that are local to me in the future. One that's really close to me, within sort of 10-15 minutes of a drive, is Tintagel Brewery, so we'll get some from them. They do some nice ones, as I said previously, and we'll do some reviews. But tonight is about the Devon dumpling from Bayes Brewery. That's obviously back to front on the camera for you guys, but as I said, not a techno person. I did like techno a bit in the day, but no, I'm not technically minded enough to do these wonderful clever things I do with the camera, but I'm sure I will learn as I go along, as I keep saying, and I will figure stuff out slowly but surely. And maybe some pointers from you guys out there, put it in the comments, anything to suggest, apps and things, how I can edit and merge clips in my videos, delete stuff out, other than just using the bog standard camera on the phone that I'm using. So yeah, it's a golden ale, a strong golden ale. It is 5.1%, and it is a full flavoured beer. And another reason I wanted to do this as well, this review, is going back along. Bayes Brewery for this beer won a silver award for a beer down in the West Country here. Get myself all tongue tied here. I haven't had any yet, I promise. I wait till I start drinking it. Yeah, they won an award, a silver award, going back along, and they've now won gold. They've won a gold award for this beer this year here in the Southwest drinks categories. Yeah, so the awards are Taste of the West awards. That's what they've won it in, and they've won a gold for their Devon dumpling, lovely Devon dumpling, and their craft lager. They've done Devon Rock, I think it's called. You might have to just double check on that, but that one silver, and that's quite a new brew to the brewery. That's they've only sort of last couple of years, I think, done that one, but that's won a silver award this year in 2023, and Devon dumpling has won gold, and it's fully deserving of gold. I thought the silver, when it was silver, was fantastic. As I say, I was sort of introduced to it by a landlord when I lived in another village from here, which was South Pevwin. It was called the Windsor Change Pub, run by Mike Ratcliffe and his wife Val. Lovely couple. Unfortunately, Mike sadly has passed away. They did retire on a little bit of retirement, but he was working till he was 81, I think, I believe. And really good going. He'd been there for, I think, 26 years, and he'd owned a transport company before that. But really nice guy, and his wife, fantastic, lovely woman. Can't speak about them high enough. Lovely people. So when they closed it, it was a bit of what was going to happen, with the pub, and they sold it to a couple from Kent, I've mentioned before, Debbie and Chris. who refurbished the pub and changed the name, and yeah, it's called the Frog and Bucket now. It also does Devon Dumpling, lots of different ales. A really good pub. Done a lot of work with that, and his son now runs it, I believe, with his partner Ben. I don't quite know her name because I've moved, but if you're down in Launceston, Cornwall, anywhere around that South Peverne area, do visit the Frog and Bucket. It's a fantastic pub. You can't go wrong. As is the Westgate Inn in Launceston, and then there's the Bell Pub as well. Just plugging these people, you know, the nice, the real ale pub is a Bell Pub. Nice, really old pub, worth a visit. They do some good stuff in there as well. So if you're down this way, check them places out. Great. Yeah, so have a quick look at the beer. Let's bring it up. Oh, see, it's very, very hazy looking. I think it still needs a bit of settling, to be fair. I'll just put it on. I say, normally you have to let them sit for a bit. Yeah, it is a golden ale. A lovely golden beer. A very strong tasting beer. As soon as you taste it, you know, that full flavour, full body runs through it. And it's very satisfying flavour. It's not a session ale for a lot of people, as I say. When I first used to drink it, God blimey, several pints of that. Oh, well, not even several, couple of, you know, you get that sort of, I don't know, your eyes sort of folds in, doesn't it? You start looking on yourself and you're seeing double with people in front of you. I mean, yeah, it's not a session. And God, my head, I've had some whopping headaches the next day with this, but over the years, I have learned to respect it. It does command respect. And yeah, I can drink quite a bit of it, and that's not to be boastful. I'm just saying that I'm aware of how strong it can be. I mean, everyone's different. Everyone's time's different. Though, you know, you might be able to drink loads of it and think nothing of it, but everybody that I know of that was drinking it, and even Mike himself, he said family they couldn't session on it. A lot of people frightened of it. They stayed away from it because it was so strong. But I enjoy it, I say, and it's sort of stuck ever since. As I said, Bays do a top sale as well. That's just a 4% nice ambery bitter. Very nice. You can session on that one quite comfortably. That's a nice one as well. But this is, as I say, the premium one. It's 1 gold. It's a lovely strong beer, full flavoured, and very tasty. Even though that hasn't probably settled out really yet. Probably should have let it wait, you know, wait it for a bit and then have let it, because it does pour quite clear. Although it looks hazy there, it is quite a clear looking beer. The other thing I want to do was obviously do one with the head and one without, you know, one with the head, one with the sparkler, pour through a sparkler, and one without, so we can see the difference. Because as I say, there is a thing about some people don't like the sparklers, do they? You know, some people, you know, say it should be without. As I said in one of my previous videos, I believe Northerners, not all Northerners, as I keep saying, don't want to get in trouble. What do you think? If you're up that way, tell me, is that true? Do you know, is that something that you guys do have to up there? People, you know, some people say they drink with their eyes, don't they? So if it looks, you know, the beer looks like a beer with a head on it. I mean, as I say, I've drunk without sparkler many a time. And yeah, sometimes you look at it and think, "God, that looks bloody awful. It looks flat, doesn't it?" I mean, it doesn't taste flat, but you know, I prefer a beer to look like a beer. You know, what we sort of typically know as a beer with a nice white head on it.
Power off.
Oh, every time it gets me every time. That's the 3rd time in the videos. Oh dear, that's definitely going to be my thing, isn't it? Sorry, I must turn that off before I start. It's because I listen to music, see, when I'm sort of floating around here preparing or whatever else, and then I just forget that it's on, and then it powers down. So I just think it's quite funny. These happen every time I've filmed. Anyway, little things please little minds and all that, don't they? So yeah, so there you go with it. It's starting to clear a little bit. Looks a bit better there, but yeah, it's oh, that flavour is lovely. As I said with Bays beers, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I was sitting in the freezer. I think their beers have got a signature that runs through their pint, you know, and you can taste it. It tastes lovely. It's full flavoured, full, you know. It's this one is anyway, but yeah, the line you can taste it. It's like a signature mark of theirs. You know, they've got one coming on called Berry Head soon. I think it's Berry Head. And as I said in the previous video, it's all about this year. They're doing money for charity. Paint and Zoo's one they do quite regular. So we've got the Wild 100. I will get another box of that. I mean, it's on till the end of June, I believe. I think. Check out their website, Bayes Brewery, down in Torbay. If you Google Bayes Brewery, it'll come up in the Google search engines, and have a look at their site. Yeah, excuse me. They have got Wild 100, which is very nice. It's 4.5%, I think. I believe I said it was. No, 4.3, I think. I can't remember now. But yeah, that's a nice one. As I say, it's quite a sessionable pint, so you can drink that as well. That's quite nice for an easy night. But yeah, as I say, they're doing one Berry Head soon. The one they did with the Wild 100, that the proceeds, 10% of that when you buy that goes, or 10% I think in every 10p in every pint or whatever it works out when they sell it in the pubs. It goes to Paint and Zoo. It's a charity, so they work with a lot. They do a lot for them beer wise, and they've made a few over the last few years. So, and there's obviously with these, the Berry Head and then the Jingle Ale one later in the year, all the proceeds, or not all proceeds, but money's made from them beers will go to other charities and works throughout Devon and Torquay area. So yeah, check them out. As I say, really good. I've been using Bayes since, as I said to you before in previous video, since lockdown myself personally. I've been drinking their beer before that. Obviously that changed a lot of dynamics on how people did things, isn't it? How we go about our social, as I said before. So for me, it's fantastic value for money. This one here, again, I had 15% off when you put in loyalty 15. I think it's, as I said before, it depends on the postcode areas. They have got, if you're in Devon, I think they've got a loyalty, or you put in loyalty 35 and it will take off a lot more for you. For me, 15%, loyalty 15, it was $36.99 delivered to my door by DHL. So yeah, I think it's, what does it work out, £43 something, £43.99 or something like that. It works out without the discount. So it does, not think I do maths. It does take off you know, quite a bit of money, and it makes it really good value for money. And as I say, I know you can go to a supermarket and buy 4 bottles or 6 bottles for £5 or whatever they do, and in these offers they do, but it's not real live ale. This is the same stuff you go down the pub and buy. You know, you'll get off a pump. This is exactly what I have. It's a live ale. It's in a poly pin, so you do get a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, if the weather's right and you've got it set right in the right place. Obviously, if it's in a barrel, it's going to go off a lot quicker, isn't it, like in the pubs. So poly pin's a fantastic way to go for if you've got a little small bar like I have, and it will keep it nice for several weeks. So I'll drink a few this weekend, and then next weekend I'll have a few more. Sometimes if matches are on during the week, for matches I'll come and have a couple of pints while I'm watching the match. Probably drink far too much really, but as I say, it's 18 pints of real ale, and it's very tasty. It is a strong premium beer, according to the description, with fresh hop character, a smooth taste with balanced sweetness, and it does taste of all them things. It is very, very nice. You can taste that strong flavour in there. As I say, a couple of pints on this, and it will sort you out. It's lovely. You know what I mean? It's a nice beer. If you go out and you only want a couple of pints, this is perfect. You know, it's lovely. Sit and have a couple of them, and that'll do you. That is a very nice beer, indeed. So yeah, you know, it's 5.1%. As I say, it's a strong golden ale. There's no citrusy flavours in there at all, because it's not that way. It's just, as I say, it's with fresh hops, and it's smooth, strong, but very smooth tasting. I mean, as I say, the Wild 100, you can say similar characters in that, but this is a lot stronger. But yeah, I mean, it's lovely, you know, that smoothness, but so packed with flavour, honestly. You can get it in bottles or polypin bag of 18 pints or 36. So depending on, you know, if you're having a small garden party or whatever with a few friends, get a box of 18, set it where you want it. You can even stick it in a fridge or something to chill it down for a bit overnight. That makes it lovely, nice and cool. And then put it where you want it. And yeah, in your garden, you and your friends, family, lovely. Obviously, you won't have it straight off the tap, so it will pour out all right straight away. But then it will look flat. But I say for ale drinkers, they're out there. That's how a lot of people down south apparently like it without the sparkler. As I say, put in the comments. If you're from down south, do we agree? I'm from Bedfordshire. I like a sparkler and a head of my beer. That's my view. But I say maybe someone up north can comment whether they like the sparkler, and someone down south to say they don't, or whether it's just, you know, whatever. It's each to their own. Maybe that's the way I look at it. But it's just I'm interested if it's overall. Is that the case? You know, us southern softies, as they say. I don't know. I'm down west now. Does that still count? I don't Anyway, as I say, look at that lovely. Look at that strong, lovely, strong ale. And I say, you can smell it. It's, you know, it's got a real aley smell to it. You know, it's lovely. When you walk into your pub and you've got that on, you think, yeah, it's lovely. It's like being around a chip shop, in it, with that fish and chip smell. Or the old days with leaded petrol when you sit in the garage, you think, yeah, you know, them strong old smells that don't seem to be around so much anymore, do they? But yeah, I say, check it out. Pete over at Bayes Brewery is fantastic. You know, drop him an email and he'll help you any way you can. Or Sam and the sales team. I say, fantastic people. I mean, they've helped me out and sorted me out plenty of times. So, you know, if you need any help or advice or anything like that, give them a shout and they'll be able to point you in the right direction. Okay, so yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's another quick video. It's Bayes dumpling, Devon dumpling, all day long. Love it. Proper solid badge. No badge to moan about, because this is a proper badge. I mean, it's a. So I was given that by Chris at the Frog and Bucket. So yeah, fantastic. I've got a couple of good beer badges like that, pump clips. So nothing to moan about. But yeah, I'll say I'll do a few more of these. So tell me what you want me to talk about more, and I will try and muddle through these, waffle on, and tell you anything I can about them. As I say, if you comment and ask me some questions, I will try and answer them the best I can. I do prefer these, to say, these stronger ales. A lot of people don't like them, but a 5%er, that's a good one. You know, I do like around about that sort of range. A nice strong ale. As I say, there's a few out there. Is it Jaipur? I think it is. That's a strong one. Is it only 6%? But some of them are fantastic. I say, you don't have to have a lot either. You can have a couple of pints, and that'll sort you out for the whole evening. So, yeah, for me, 5% range is good. I know a lot of people like, you know, they're sort of I mean, 3.8, 4%. That's about right for a nice few pints, isn't it? A session or an evening. This one here, as I say, it's not one you want to be going off on, because it's just it's so strong. You know, after a few pints, you'll know. You know what you've drunk. You'll know it's you'll know you've had a Devon dumpling. Yes, definitely. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good evening, a lovely Friday evening, what's left of it. Cheers guys, thanks again, see you soon. So just coming back quickly on what I said about with a head, a sparkler, or without one. I just want to do a quick thing about it here. I've just poured my beer out without the sparkler. Okay, and as you can see, there is a head on it because it's fresh, but the beer looking a lot clearer now as well. But you can see that it'll start off with that head there like that. I mean, it looks very nice. And as you sit with the beer and you go down the beer, you will find that it will, the head will disappear. The only thing I would say about that as well is that sometimes, I don't know, it does taste, you get a slightly different taste. It's very slight taste is different. Yeah, I mean, there you go. I think it's clearing now. What's that clearing? You can see the head settling down. So there is still a head on it because it's fresh. I mean, as you go through the beer and have it for a few days, that not so much. As I say, when it's fresh, I like a new polypin or new barrel of beer because obviously it's nice, it's fresh, it looks fresh. But so it starts like that, and then it will dissipate a bit. Whereas when you've got the sparkle, it doesn't. And it does, I suppose it does change the flavour ever so slightly. I mean, some beers, obviously I know that brewers recommend you have a sparkler because where the pressure forces the beer through the sparkler, it explodes all the flavours. It pushes that out, and it opens up all the flavour that's in there, hops and things. You know, you get a real burst of flavour from it. I mean, but that does, I mean, it is nice even without it. It packs a punch, a lovely punch, as I say. So yeah, that's just a quick look at the beer without the sparkler. And that's holding a bit of froth on the top. But as I say, it is a new barrel of beer. Try and get in there a bit more. Sorry, it is a new polypin, not barrel. Sorry, polypin of beer. And as I say, it's nice and fresh at the moment. So that, I mean, if they come out like that, when they serve like that, being from down south as opposed to north, yeah, I could drink it like that. That to me is fine. That's acceptable. I don't mind like that. It's when it looks completely flat. I think. But that's okay. It's ale. Looks like ale. It's got a nice bit of froth on the top. As I say, that will probably disappear as I go through the pint. But put it in the comments. Sparkler on for you or sparkler off. I'd be interested to know what people out there think. Anyway, catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Happy Friday, guys.